How to fix system crashed due to high video memory usage. Welcome back to Teknobalta. Today, we are tackling a critical crash error that frequently plagues demanding PlayStation PC ports like Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and The Last of Us Part I. If your game suddenly freezes and throws the message stating that your system is currently using more video memory than it can support, our technical team has investigated the exact root causes behind this issue. During our diagnostics on hardware configurations featuring 8 GB graphics cards, such as the Radeon RX 580 paired with Ryzen 5 processors, we discovered that this crash is rarely just a simple hardware limitation. Instead, it is typically caused by a combination of Windows 11 power profile shifts, improper virtual memory page file allocation, and unoptimized in-game texture streaming loads. In this comprehensive Teknobalta deep dive, we will walk you through 18 tested, step-by-step solutions to eliminate these VRAM allocation failures and stabilize your gameplay for good. Our first check begins with verifying what the crash dialog is actually reporting regarding your system resources. When titles like Spider-Man, Miles Morales crash, the engine explicitly warns that insufficient system page file space is preventing Windows from managing GPU video memory effectively. Understanding this relationship between physical VRAM and your storage drive's virtual paging file is essential for applying the correct system-level overrides. The most critical fix we confirmed during our testing is restoring and configuring your Windows power plan settings, especially after upgrading to Windows 11. Operating system upgrades often reset custom power schemes to balanced or eco-saving modes, which restricts PCI Express link state power management and throttles GPU memory voltage under heavy loads. Open your control panel, navigate to Power Options, and set your active scheme to High Performance or Ultimate Performance to ensure uninterrupted power delivery to your graphics card. Next, you must address the Windows Virtual Memory Page file directly using the Advanced System Properties utility. Press the Windows key plus R, type System, CPL into the Run dialog, and hit Enter to open the System Properties interface. Navigate to the Advanced tab and click the Settings button under the Performance section to access your virtual memory controls. Inside the Performance Options window, switch to the Advanced tab and look for the Virtual Memory subsection. Click the Change button to open the Virtual Memory Allocation window, where Windows manages system overflow for your GPU and system RAM. Our analysis revealed that manually restrictive page files trigger immediate VRAM overflow crashes in modern PlayStation PC ports. To fix the page file allocation correctly, check the box labeled Automatically Manage Paging File Size for all drives. By allowing Windows to dynamically scale the virtual memory buffer, your system can seamlessly offload excess texture data when your physical 8 GB VRAM capacity reaches its limit. Apply the changes, close the utility, and restart your computer to initialize the new memory management protocol. If automatic allocation does not fully resolve the spike, we recommend setting a custom, high-capacity page file on your fastest NVMe or SSD drive. Uncheck the automatic box, select your primary gaming drive, choose custom size, and input an initial and maximum size equal to 1.5 times your total system RAM. This dedicated swap space provides the headroom required for memory-heavy engines without crashing. Our investigation also uncovered that hardware-accelerated GPU scheduling in Windows 11 can sometimes conflict with older DirectX 12 memory wrappers. Navigate to Windows Display Settings, select Graphics, and click on Default Graphics Settings to inspect your hardware acceleration toggles. Try disabling hardware-accelerated GPU scheduling and rebooting your PC to test if Windows stabilizes VRAM distribution between your RAM and graphics card. In-game graphics optimization is mandatory when running 8 GB GPUs, like the Radeon RX 580, on titles originally built for unified console memory architectures. Texture quality is the single largest consumer of video memory, and leaving it on high or ultra will inevitably exceed your physical hardware limits during extended play sessions. Lower your texture quality to medium to immediately free up 2 to 3 gigabytes of RAM without drastically sacrificing visual clarity. Another heavy VRAM consumer is level of detail and shadow resolution settings. Shadow caching requires dedicated memory blocks that scale exponentially with resolution increases. Lowering shadow quality to medium or low and reducing geometry LOD prevents buffer overflows in dense open-world environments like Manhattan or Boston. You must also disable any advanced ray tracing features if they are enabled in the display settings. Ray tracing builds massive bounding volume hierarchy structures entirely inside your video memory, which will instantly crash cards featuring 8 GB of RAM or less. Confirm that all ray-traced reflections, shadows, and ambient occlusion options are turned completely off. Our testing showed that utilizing spatial upscaling technologies can significantly reduce internal render resolutions and relieve RAM pressure. If you are using an AMD GPU, enable AMD Fidelity FX Super Resolution, or enable NVIDIA DLSS and Intel XeSS on compatible hardware. Setting the upscaler preset to quality or balanced reduces the base frame buffer footprint, leaving more video memory available for textures. Background application interference is a silent culprit that frequently robs games of critical video memory. Modern web browsers with hardware acceleration enabled, Discord video overlays, and recording software can consume upwards of 1.5 gigabytes of RAM while running idling in the system tray. Before launching demanding PC ports, use Task Manager to terminate non-essential background processes and reclaim your graphics memory. We also advise verifying the integrity of your game files through Steam or the Epic Games Store to ensure no corrupted texture archives are causing memory leaks. Right-click the game title in your library, navigate to Properties, select Installed Files, and click Verify Integrity of Game Files. This process replaces any damaged shaders or asset bundles that might be causing unoptimized memory spikes. Outdated or corrupted graphics drivers frequently cause memory allocation communication errors between Windows 11 and DirectX 12 games. We recommend performing a clean installation of your graphics drivers using Display Driver Uninstaller in safe mode to clear out cached shader pipelines. Once cleaned, download and install the latest official driver package from your GPU manufacturer's website to ensure optimal Windows 11 compatibility. For users with AMD Radeon graphics cards, disabling Radeon Boost and Radeon Anti-Lag within the AMD Software Adrenalin Edition software can prevent dynamic resolution flickering and VRAM spikes. Open the AMD Software Control Panel, navigate to the Gaming tab, select your specific title, and set the graphics profile to standard. This removes background driver injections that can interfere with how PlayStation console ports manage their texture streaming pools. In certain edge cases, motherboard BIOS settings regarding resize BAR or smart access memory can impact how efficiently CPU threads address video memory. Restart your system, enter your motherboard BIOS configuration menu, and ensure that above 4G decoding and resize BAR support are explicitly enabled. This allows your Ryzen processor to access the entire 8 GB RAM buffer simultaneously rather than in small, segmented chunks. Finally, if your title supports command line launch arguments, forcing DirectX 11 or clearing the direct shader cache can resolve stubborn startup crashes. Navigate to the local AppData folder on your system drive, locate the game's shader cache directory, and delete the temporary pipeline files so the game rebuilds a clean memory map upon next launch. By combining OS-level page file corrections, power plan restorations, and smart in-game memory management, your system will run stable and crash-free. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.